The Arsenal team that went through the 2003-2004 season unbeaten has a good claim to be the best side ever seen in the Premier League. Building on the 2001-02 team that went unbeaten away from home all season to claim the title, Arsene Wenger added Kolo Touré and Gilberto Silva in 2002 and Jens Lehmann in 2003 to an already superb squad, and achieved a feat not seen in England's top flight since Preston North End managed it in 1888-89. The team lined up in a nominal 4-4-2, but with Dennis Bergkamp dropping into space and Freddie Ljungberg and Robert Pires pushing high ahead of fullbacks Ashley Cole and Lauren. The shape could resemble a 4-2-3-1. Without the ball, Arsenal pressed, though not as aggressively as many sides do now. Thierry Henry and Bergkamp would pressure the opposition defence, but once the ball had transitioned into the Arsenal half, Bergkamp would tend to drop between the lines and Henry would drift out to the left, both players finding space for the almost inevitable counter-attack. Behind these two, Arsenal defended with two banks of four, with Gilberto Silva and Patrick Vieira dropping off to screen the back four. Silva tended to sit deeper anyway, and Vieira would sometimes press across to send the opposition wide before dropping centrally. The wide midfielders would press if the opportunity arose, supported by Vieira, but the back four tended to keep their shape more. The intention was to win the ball back in one-on-ones or to force the opposition to try and play long, engaging the well-drilled Arsenal offside trap. All of Arsenal's back four were quick too, and Lehmann was a commanding keeper, and so balls that went too long would be swept up. Arsenal could then spring forwards on the counter. While they were not an out-and-out counter-attacking side, and certainly did not play a counter-press to afford attacking opportunities, their pace and movement was devastating. During attacks, Sol Campbell stayed deep to sweep, while Kolo Touré, a converted defensive midfielder, sometimes stepped up into midfield. Gilberto Silva was the pivot, receiving the ball from the centre-backs and transitioning it forwards or wide. Bergkamp would also drop into space, creating a midfield three with Gilberto Silva and Vieira that gave the team shape, something of a 4-1-2-3. Ashley Cole and Lauren both played as advanced fullbacks, providing width, while Pires and Ljungberg drifted inside. Patrick Vieira played as a box-to-box midfielder, helping Gilberto with transitions, carrying the ball himself, or arriving in support of the forwards, Bergkamp and Henry. Henry, who with 175 goals and 74 assists in 258 appearances for Arsenal is one of the greatest players to grace the modern game, was the spearhead of the Arsenal attack. He would often drift wide onto the left before making darting runs inside, or stay central, bursting into the box for crosses, dropping off to pass or shoot from distance and distracting opposition markers from other Arsenal players' runs. Henry was part of a forward line, with Bergkamp and the wide midfielders that dazzled with its fluidity, movement, pace and creativity. Behind this front four, two central midfielders and the two fullbacks also made runs from deep, interchanging with the forward line to create an ever-shifting point of attack that was incredibly hard to mark. The Arsenal team of 2003-2004 had a clear tactical identity, with a focus on pace, the ability to make key passes in every position, the use of inside runs from wide and overlapping fullbacks, and the drifting positions of the forwards. Having said that, this was also a team whose personnel was so good and whose natural understanding of movement and runs with and without the ball, drilled by Wenger but also instinctively understood by the players of true brilliance, made them incredibly hard to beat anyway. Wenger managed to create a tactical setup that required excellence throughout the team to play scintillating football, and then recruited and developed the players who could achieve that. It was the perfect marriage of system and squad.